I'm gonna be mean tonight. I'm gonna say go mode boots.
And they're off.
10 arrows.
Open that chest. There we go. We got ourselves a piece of heart. We got 3 going the same way. We got all crystals in the light world.
Just normal crystals. That's good news. Oh no.
Witty words dropped. Yeah, Witty words ended up losing his sign. Tree pole.
Full magic. That's a good one.
Yeah, but that's not what they really want to see at this stage.
No, it's no money. It's no bombs. But you know, when the uncle has something awesome right here.
Whoa, that was awesome.
Okay, well, that's awesome, but not the awesome that needs magic.
Well, yeah, I mean, that's fine and all, but that is a very nice find with that. So now your decision comes, do you go and do the escape sequence? And it does look like all 3 of these runners are about to do so, but Professor Renderer is going to give us some information.
Okay, so now in this situation, I'm very torn. No Aga today. I'm sure Professor Renderer is happy about that.
And that's not a guarantee just yet.
Now, in open mode, everything past the first chest in the escape is out of sequence, unless there's a key in that first chest.
Yeah, that's right, because you need to have that lamp in order to get to
the
back area.
glove. Like it all depends on where the small key is, because everything behind it, it assumes you could steal this key from this guard and go to the back.
That's correct.
So
and
now everything beyond this 10 arrows is out of sequence. So it really depends on how you feel about sequence break.
And you could say, what if the next 2 chests have a key? Well, they can't.
Right, the key will not be here because it's locked behind the key. Now, Professor Renderer found 6 bombs. That's pretty helpful to get
for somebody heading over to Kakariko Village, that's definitely going to help him out with the routing here for the village. Don't have to spend a dime. Get yourself some bombs. You have a few left over for the trip down south. The only thing he lacks is that hammer.
Yeah, the hammer, and then I guess the 300 rupees that go with it.
So far, we've seen a whole bunch of arrows. A lot of 10 arrows.
A lot of arrows, a lot of magic, but no use for either of them just yet.
Ball and chain guard coming up for 3 of our runners, but we also have blind and Professor Renderer hitting the wrong button. Finally gets the bomb to work. We get ourselves a heart container. Some more bombs. More bombs. And 20 rupees. Full bombs, at least.
Unlike bombs and money in the early game. Especially missing the 300. That's... Ooh, blue mail.
Yeah, that's a very nice find. The only question is when does Professor Renderer make his way over towards the uncle in this escape? Because we do know that the hammer is going to be required. The hammer is one of those items that is required every seed.
I can't imagine it will be too long. But I don't know.
Plasma Kappa getting some help by way of purchasing some bombs. Professor Renderer uses the bomb in the wrong direction.
Just wanted to get the water a little hotter.
He's trying to season the water. Oh, that's a nice routing find right there. The bottle right in north side of Kakariko Village. That way you can go visit somebody on your way through the town. Piece of heart right there at the bottle vendor. Let's go ahead and see what Sahasrara has. What does he got, Clifford?
Flag, a little bit of love, and a mustache medallion.
Now, what do you mean by this lag thing?
The lag, like a shield, is an extra thing that the game has to draw. So is therefore lags the game ever so slightly because the game has to. And it's useless, and it lags the game. So that's all it is. It's just lag.
Boomerang.
Almost as useless as the blue boomerang has some good uses.
Yeah, it doesn't lag as bad as the. Doesn't lag as much as the red meringue. Let's see what the bottle vendor
sits in the menu. It helps your menus. It probably does other things. Okay.
20 rupees at Sick Kid. Piece of heart at the dam. Wadey picking up some blue mail. I like this separation of routes here, Clifford.
Yeah, it's nice to see.
Library check.
More arrows. Hey,
Ooh, we now just need a glove for Dark World access.
yes, that's like Plasma Kappa can get that Dark World access right here in the mini Moldorm Cave with a little bit of luck.
Nothing good at the race game as Professor Renderer just does the save and quit. Mini Moldorm Cave. Let's see what we have inside. Nice strategical use of a bomb right there to get rid of that one that comes right down. Oh, nice double.
I love mini Moldorm Cave. Last time I did it, this one escaped, and I got to get two kills with 2 bombs. It was, or 4 kills with 2 bombs. It was wonderful.
Do we have a glove for Dark World access? Not yet. Not yet.
Big money,
Not
big
yet.
money.
Well, that now means that the Magic Bat is in logic, and Plasma Kappa is going to be able to route him in when he finally does his Cack Village stuff.
And there's the hammer for Professor Renderer. That's a nice delay on the village for Plasma Kappa.
Let's talk about these sprites these runners are using. What do we got?
It looks like we definitely have sprites. Looks like Outline Link in the bottom left. Fox Link in the top right, and I'm not. Is that the Stardew Valley character in the top left for weighty words?
Harvest
like
Moon in the lower right, according to Mr. Broadstone in chat. I think that was Garfield for Edium.
Ah, Garfield. Okay.
I missed what was in the
In the
Ice
Ice Rod
Rod
Cave,
Cave.
it was just a full heart container.
Oh,
Too busy looking at sprites, not looking at items.
Aren't
It looks more like
item-
a fox than Garfield.
aren't item sprites?
I mean, kind of. In a way. All right,
So we now go ahead and see Plasma Kappa do another sequence break check here by way of doing what we call fake flippers. What is that, Clifford?
Fake flippers is a state in which you transition on the same frame as you jump into the water. It, by virtue of doing 2 things at one time, you completely and totally break the game. It doesn't know what to do anytime you try and do 2 things at one time. In this case, it thinks you have the flippers even when you don't.
And you do that by doing a screen transition on that first frame.
Yep.
So we're going to see what the hobo has. Don't forget, Plasma Kappa is just a glove away from Dark World access.
And with 571 rupees, can go all the way. That's a fire rod. That's
a nice sequence break.
Means we're gonna find the flippers sooner rather than later.
Well, that's not
Well,
a guarantee.
Maybe.
We don't
We'll
know what
find
our
them before the
pendant
end of
dungeons
the
are.
game. So, now with the fake flipper away from the hobo, a relatively new discovery. It's only a couple of years old now. Can fully check the waterfall and Zor.
Yeah, and this just draws upon the fake flippers that they do in the No Major Glitches speedrun category. All right, so we're going to see Plasma Kappa enter and leave the waterfall cave and come back in. That puts him in a walking state. So we find ourselves a piece of heart, which unfortunately fills up a heart container. Therefore, he goes back into the swim state, so he's got to leave and come back in. Adium's checking Agina. That's an interesting check this early in.
Glitches are fun.
They sure are, especially when you get some nice items because of them. Like that fire rod is really a nice find. It's not anything that's going to open up anything immediately, but it does take your mind off something else. The bombs there means you're never coming back to this area.
Yeah, that's good knowledge to not have to come back for just 3 bombs. I mean, maybe if you're desperate, no, you're never coming back.
You're never coming back there for 3 bombs. You're going to buy some for 50 rupees before you even go back there for 3. All right, Zora, what do you got for us? What scam are we getting? Okay, that's a scam. 10 arrows.
More arrows hanging out.
How many 10 packs have we seen so far?
6 or 7.
I think
Including the one on the library.
I think Eddie's setting himself up for what we call the Houlihan strat.
That's certainly an easy way to get some money.
Yep. How many rupees can you get out of that?
225 rupees in the Houlihan?
That is correct.
I think it is. Quick count. Yeah, 225. I counted each one of those blue rupees individually.
Yes, you did. You did that pretty well. So Plasma Cap is going to go through here to town. Don't forget, he also has access to Magic Bat, which is in logic based on where that powder was, as we just saw in Professor Underwear.
Would not, at this point, be surprised to see the glove there at all.
Yeah, and then Plasma Kappa could just make his way into the Dark World by way of the portal here in Kakariko Village.
And there's the fire rod for weighty words also.
Yep. And here comes the magic bat check for Plasma Kappa. As we go through this race, stay tuned. We'll have something to tell you later down the road.
Interesting.
Yes. There it is. Wow. Bam. Glove for Plasma Kappa. He's got Dark World access.
That's some excellent routing. Now you can clear up the village and go into the Dark World all in one go.
Yeah, and that's why Plasma Kappa's route is going to pay off dividends for him, because of the fact that he did everything but the village. The only thing that's going to nail him here is the fact that the bottle is up in the well, but we'll see him probably check Sick Kid before he leaves town.
Yeah, it's not that far of a backtrack to get back to the Sick Kid from the well. Especially for the peace of mind that it affords you for being a fairly out of the way location without a flute, or especially going into Dark World without a mirror.
Professor Ryder now doing the fake flippers. We'll get the fire rod soon enough. Plasma Kappa about to get the bottle on his final checks here in Kakariko Village. I like the thoughts here from one of our people in chat, Vitasia, who's thinking that people are going to go to Eastern Palace before they even make a thought about going to Magic Bat. And who would blame them at this point?
I certainly would go into Eastern.
And that is why Plasma Kappa's route is going to be a huge advantage here. So as Plasma Kappa did not end up walking to the south at that point, but he gets the bottle in this cave, is that right?
Yeah, it's somewhere up here. Is it in the bottom right here, maybe? Nope, not quite.
Okay, so he already got it. I could have sworn it was in the well. So here's Weighty Words heading over towards Eastern.
Making the logical Eastern play.
Yeah, and you can't blame these guys for wanting to go into Eastern at this point, but we know what's the answer to this puzzle at this point.
I mean, there could be something else in Eastern. You never know.
Yep. So Plasma Kappa is heading up here towards the Lost Woods. Final checks before heading into the Dark World.
Idiom and Renderer both doing the waterfall.
And Idiom getting hit by the fourth heart piece that completes the heart container, but he's able to just leave and go back into a walking state.
Weighty Words just finding some words telling him about how the the dungeon's laid out, and not all that useful.
Information that is pretty much known to these runners at this point. These runners have played a whole bunch of Link to the Past randomizer seeds. You've seen them a lot of times here on these daily races on Speed Gaming. Been in various tournaments too.
Definitely. Professor Rinder getting those 10 arrows from the Zora.
Oh, map check. Turns out our pendants are going to be ice, swamp, and turtle rock. Turtle rock being the green. I did see a 5/6 crystal over here in Skull Woods.
Fortunately, Skullwood's unclearable at the moment.
Until we get a sword. That's 50 rupees. That's not a sword. So Turtle Rock was our green pendant. So there's a lot of items already off the table if we even wanted to discuss having a pedestal required seed. So we're not even going to discuss that stuff.
Yeah, what thing? Not until it becomes relevant.
Absolutely. Does not look like Plasma Kappa has found anything here in this Skull Woods yet. That's kind of the unfortunate thing about this dungeon. Sometimes you can find something in the first section.
Now, only Mothula is locked by the, anything right now. Everything else is clearable. Oh, and the red mail, and that's all the items in Eastern. It's only a compass on the Armos Knights.
That is correct. So that's nice here. And Weighty Words is probably narrowing down the options at this point. So at this stage, you can't get to Aghanim. We're still missing a sword, we're still missing a cape, and we're still missing the lamb. So Aghanim is already off the table.
Hey, the bow. We now have use for all of those arrows.
Nice find there for Plasma Kappa. That will make Eastern completable, but we will probably see Plasma Kappa wait until he gets the mirror before heading in that direction.
Oh yeah, and with the bow and the hammer, that's pod clearable too. Not quite logically.
Yeah, we still need a lamp in order to make it fully logical, but these runners, they definitely know how to deal with dark rooms.
I know how to deal with dark rooms.
Stay out of them.
Die.
Or that.
No, it's not so bad if you've got a sword. Wait, we don't have any swords? No, thank you.
So we just found a mushroom at the chess game for Plasma Kappa, so that opens up the potion shop as a possibility of a location. But Plasma Kappa is going to head into Thieves Town, which is a completable crystal dungeon.
Yeah, might as well finish the dungeon. Stay in the Dark World as long as you can stay in the Dark World. No mirror, no need to just up and save and quit to Link's house for no reason.
And pretty much at this point, Plasma Kappa only has one check in the light world that he has not done. That is Agina. Everything else has been checked.
Yeah, Agina and Eastern Palace.
Yeah, that's right. Okay, so Sahasrara as well, but...
I mean, he did Sahasrara.
Well, he did Sahasrara, but it's not Eastern. Yeah, you're right. So he doesn't have the red mail, but red mail is not a guaranteed required item for these guys.
The red mail is for cowards, is what the uncle would say.
Then label me a coward.
Right there with you. Red's in my name.
So there's Weighty Words picking up the glove. And I have the feeling with the save and quit that Weighty Words is going to start the Sanctuary and check the back 3 of Escape. That's something that Plasma Kappa did not do because of the way that he went through Kakariko Village.
Now, back 3 of Escape is one of my best, one of my favorite plays you can make as soon as you get a glove. I really, really like this play.
So let's see if there's something here. There could be a sword. There could be a required item back here. This could send weighty words into a different direction based on what we find inside. Well, there's a key. That's the red rupee, and that's the magic cape. And no.
Well,
But
the
he
cape
does
could
know
be
that.
useful in.
But weighty words now does know that Dark Cross is going to have an item.
Yes, the Devil's Dividend is going to have an item tonight.
Best boomerang is in Kakariko Tavern. They're not wrong.
They are wrong. That's a lot.
Professor Renderer ends up picking up the red mail before he takes the death.
Now Edium will be getting the glove.
Yep, and Edium will be the third of the runners that will get his Dark World access. As Weighty Words goes to this dark room, and we'll go ahead and light up one of the torches, I would have to assume, in just a second. There we go, and that's just a single rupee. That does not feel good when you spend that time to get that for your result.
At least you've got the peace of mind that you don't have to worry about a lonely item hiding in the Devil's Dividend.
Well, yeah, there's that, but that is not a fun find at this point.
No, not at all.
Dark Road access for weighty words, and we'll be checking what we consider to be Hype Cave. That's because there's 5 items in here, and you can get them really fast as we take a look at the map check. 5, 6 turned out to be Skull and Thieves Town, so those are pretty lumped together, close checks. So I'll be interested to see what the Pyramid Fairy might have.
Yeah, all we need is a sword, and they're both clearable.
Correct. As Edium now goes to the dark rooms. There's the mirror, which is going to be a nice sprouting find, and the flute, and the single arrow. 3 unique items.
That's a pretty hype cave, if I do say so myself. Now all weighty words needs is a mitt to be over here at the Stumpier in the dig game, and then routing is just on point. All right, so the first phase of blind is down with the hammer.
Yeah, and if you do this fight enough times, this becomes kind of second nature to you, that you won't going to stress yourself out, even if you have something like the hammer. So blind is down. Professor Redder is about to pick up the glove. Had a little bit of issue with menuing, and that can be really, really tough if you don't have a visual look at where the things are. And we do see that the mirror leads to the Ether medallion.
One step closer to not having to worry about whatever is at Misery.
So there's gloves for Professor Renderer. He's now has the Dark World access. As Plasma Kappa is going to route himself towards Hype Cave. Now, the only problem is that Plasma Kappa is not going to be able to check Cave 45 immediately. He might route that in a little bit later, and that's a nice, convenient, quick heart container. That was number 1.
Yeah, first dig, full heart, not bad at all.
So Weighty Words is now going to mirror, and he's going to head over towards the Village of Outcasts by heading through the North Portal. And this is the route that you just like to see some runners do. They'll go towards the digging game, and then they'll mirror, and they'll head up to the north. And they feel that definitely helps them not miss things in the past here. So we go ahead and see Plasma Kappa get the 20 rupees off Stumpy.
Especially with the activation of the flute. This is a really nice finding the mirror and the flute right there really helped.
Well, here's the other thing with Weighty Words is now he has Death Mountain access, and also over to the right-hand side of Death Mountain too. And I have a feeling that's where Weighty Words is about to go. Mirror to 1. Plasma Kappa is checking this hint over here in Swamp, which can be interesting if this is a good hint. Something sharp requires the hook shot.
Now that is a good hint.
So now we know that at least one of our swords is going to be locked behind the hookshot. It could be in Hookshot Cave. It could be in Ganon's Tower. It could be in Swamp Palace for all we know.
One place it can't be, Misery Mire. But one of the other three could be, so, you know, who knows? Yeah.
Anything else could possibly be Ice Palace, but we don't know that because of how logic can work. But in Ganon's Tower, there are more than just that one chest that is locked by a hookshot.
So, weighty words, not going into the Dark World, did not get the bow or the mushroom, which will then, in turn, we won't get to see the mushroom turn in early with the flute. So, a fun little divergence in routing.
Absolutely. Plasma Kappa is heading over towards the Palace of Darkness,
Completable dungeon.
but also is going to be able to complete that together with Eastern.
You know what they call that? A coup. You know, like the duck does.
A coup?
Yeah, like a bird noise.
Are you like a bird?
Sometimes.
Looks like Edium's made to make his way over towards the Dark World. And weighty words here in the Tower of Hera. I like that spinning of the boomerang while you're picking up the key. Some cash and some arrows require a big red bomb. Well, that gets rid of our
Oh.
Pyramid Fairy idea.
All our hopes and dreams that were riding on that ferry are gone now.
Goodbye. You're on your own.
Also, a beautiful compass there for Professor Renderer. Now knows where the boss fight is. That's very important to know where the boss is so that you can then go fight the boss. Plasma Kappa about to get this big key. That's also important. Aside from the map to tell you what things look like.
A unique item is in the western wing of Swamp Palace.
That's more interesting than that big key.
It is. And we do know how the hint system works. There is always going to be a guaranteed hit for the boots, but it will not always say that it's about the boots. So, thoughts?
I mean, that means we still need the flippers before we can even think about going over to that part of Swamp Palace.
Well, we know that Mothula is not going to have the flippers.
Definitely not. Nor at this point will Ice Palace if we find Mitts.
That is right.
Ice Palace having the flippers. Why would Ice Palace have the flippers? You don't need the flippers to get to Ice Palace, so I don't think about it that way.
Haha. Moldorm 1 is down. 20 rupees is Weighty's reward.
A just reward. So now Plasma Kappa about to go into the Armos fight. Just a room away. This room kind of annoying without a sword.
Oh, almost gets the Igor before he shuts his eyes, so he's going to have to two-cycle that. Picks up some more
Just
arrows, and here
missed.
we go with the Armos fight. You said this was for a compass, right?
I believe it's a compass, yes.
Get out your resident sleepers. It's time for Spiral Cave, the slow way.
See, now Plasma Kappa knows where the Armos Knights are, and thus can make it there to defeat.
But they're dead.
Well, yes. About that.
That's why they were hiding it, because they didn't want you to see where they were located.
Right, exactly. They're trying to mind game you into not knowing where they lived. What if one of the runners had gone to the right in that dark room? They would never know. Professor Renderer is going.
Professor Renderer is having some troubles with a jelly.
Jelly not wanting to stay. While Plasma Kappa is into pod.
Have we seen anything on this Death Mountain so far?
I mean, there's a fairy in a bottle and a good hint in hair.
Well, yeah, I mean, the hints were definitely fantastic. Unique item was left on your uncle, which we already got by way of the hammer. And this was a dud, Death Mountain item-wise.
So where does the progression lie?
Probably where we see Plasma Kappa.
Probably. Pod, the pyramid, the catfish. The east side of the dark world somewhere. Seems reasonable.
Well, yeah, you're right. Can't blame Weighty Words for what he did. I thought he got the flu, and we figured that was his access to Death Mountain, so he chased after that. So totally understandable.
Oh yeah, it's infinite items up there. That's definitely. I would do the same thing.
Oh, absolutely.
Edium trying to go into the big key or the big chest room, but lacking the small key that's in that big chest, will not be able to. Unfortunate.
And we're going to see another hammer blind fight for the third time. Weighty Words still to come over this direction. And Plasma Kappa heading to where all the goods are in the back of the Palace of Darkness. Where is the progression? Could it be on that mushroom?
It very well could be.
Flippers, there's progression. That fire rod now in logic.
Those flippers could not be in Ice Palace because they were in Palace of Darkness. That's just how logic works, right?
But now we do have access to Swamp Palace. It's not completable, but we do have access. The game don't care if you can't beat the dungeon. Sometimes you can even put that item in that dungeon. And don't forget, there is a unique item on the West Wing.
And our runners don't need to beat the dungeon necessarily.
That's right. It is for a pendant.
So they could take that hint and run with it.
Well, Plasma Cap is about to run into the darkness.
Well, we'll find out if they can take the hint and run with it if the boots are there.
That's true. You speak too much logic here, Clifford.
I've played too much randomizer. It does that.
Same here. Sometimes we can't figure out what logic is, but it comes to us.
Hey, that shovel's not in logic, but Plasma Kappa has it all the.
Always nice to find digging items like that. Plasma Kappa trying to figure out where he is by way of pounding that hammer. Unfortunately, getting hit a few times. There he goes. Now he can open up that chest, and ain't that a great reward?
The knowledge of the Helmosaur.
And we get ourselves the second shield.
Slightly more lag,
It's not that laggy.
but it's bigger than the other shield, so it's slightly laggier.
Is it okay? I'll give you that. If you don't want to believe that these things add lag, then take a look at your item menu time at the or your lag counter at the end of the game.
Every frame counts.
So we got to save the
gameplay.
frames.
Save the frames. Kill the animals. Wait, that's a different game all. I mean, I guess it might include this game, but you know what. Just don't try to kill the cuckoos because they might not like it. They might start cooing angrily at you.
Turns out that the big key was inside the that one chest here in the walkway.
That could be a sword, which leads us back to Mothula, which leads us to some bombs and some arrows. Wait. It could be something way better than that.
It could be a boat.
It could even be a boat. You know how much we've wanted one of those.
Yeah, absolutely. So now here's the story with Plasma Kappa. He's about to enter one of the trickiest dark rooms of the game, the Beetle Room, as Professor Renderer shows us the map.
Now, this room is definitely tricky without a sword.
It is,
The
but
fire
thankfully he
rod
does.
makes
Yeah.
it much easier.
Yeah, thankfully he does have the fire rod, which makes this a little more easier because you can light up the torch once you get them away from you. And I missed to see what was.
Imagine being able to see what you're doing.
I missed seeing what was in that big chest.
I did too. You distracted me by talking about the dark turtle.
Rupees, according to our trackers.
Ah, thanks, friends.
Let's see if that cape is important. Not really.
I mean, it's kind of important. No, it's not.
I mean, yeah, you might want some extra health, but nah. You're not spending an extra 30 seconds to get that. All right, so
a couple of hammer swings. No, thank you. We're gonna take a boat.
Yeah, the bow probably the best away distance attack here for Plasma Kappa. Helmosaur is down, and here is the reward: a refund of arrows.
Nice of the Helmosaur King to think of you like that.
Absolutely. 50 rupees at the graveyard spot above the pose. And now watch the next hint that we see in this game. Talks about what is above the pose.
So now, because the flippers were in pod and in logic, Swamp Palace would 100% be where I go next.
But Plasma Kappa is not going in that direction just yet, but still has to activate the flute. Also, is going to check the back three of escape.
Back three of escape, still a really, really good play at any. The sooner you can get there when you have access to it, the better.
So we do know that something sharp is behind the hook shot in this game. 40 minutes in, no swords.
Who needs swords? They're only useful to get back to Mothula.
Oh, Edium is doing the Quern technique to get over to the other side. Brilliant use of that, and is going to go ahead and trade in that mushroom now.
Nicely done. That's not one I've seen in a race before, so that's cool.
Yeah, absolutely. So the mushroom's going to be something that is in logic, and we have not seen what this yields for any of these runners just yet. And that item is Clifford. What is it?
An item. It's red.
Oh, sad face.
Something 20. So the progression now that is in Swamp Palace, or it's on the Catfish, or it's on the pier.
Oh, yeah, that's right. We have not seen the pyramid yet.
Right? That's where we're at.
I love how people are trying to figure out what this twist is for this race.
I mean, there had to be a reason that the miscellaneous was chosen for open. Question mark.
That's right. And we will tell you about that later. Heart container from Catfish.
That heart container from the Catfish to Edium, from us to you. You could
Just seeing chat react when we were teasing this thing that we're potentially going to be bringing up later on. I don't know. Let's just go ahead and have some fun with this race here, Clifford. We have some great runners on this screen. Weighty Words, who went pretty deep in the last Link to the Past randomizer tournament, as well as the spoiler log tournament, if I do remember correctly. Made it to the bronze match.
And we also we have Plasma Kappa over here, that
who always wants us to send help.
Super great early route, leading to now this long trip up to this useless death mountain, the stud of a death mountain.
That is right. Oh, Edium is checking the pyramid. We haven't talked much about Edium here. We get a piece of heart on the pyramid.
Edium, another great player.
It's got to be Swamp Palace.
Has to be.
Has to be at this point.
Must go into pod to get the flippers, to then go get the required item on the west wing of Swamp. So what is on the west wing of Swamps? Is it the mitts? It has to be the mitts, right?
That is considered a unique item. But it could be the hook shot.
Could be the hook shot, which would unlock
it would unlock Mothula.
Swamp Palace.
It would unlock Mothula, which Mothula has an item. Doesn't Mothula at this point?
It depends on where that. It all depends on where that sword is. If that sword's in Hookshot Cave, then the hookshot doesn't unlock Mothula.
Well, hookshot could also lead to the sword in Swamp Palace.
It could. It all depends on where that sword is.
Definitely.
Oh, with a fairy.
This isn't one of those. This isn't one of those crowd control races where you got a send-off sword, right?
I don't see the extension on the screen. I think those are usually only on Saturdays. Sometimes Sundays, sometimes Fridays. But,
sometimes on Christmas Eve.
But not tonight, unfortunately.
Save up your bids. We're going to have some fun races coming up in the future.
Yeah, definitely. You'll definitely
partake in some ads. Get yourself some bits that way. I love when you get hints for items you already have. I usually have a word for it called, or usually I tell the hint tile to shut up at that point.
I just tell it thanks. Sometimes my thanks is genuine, and sometimes it's incredibly sarcastic. But the game,
I couldn't tell the difference.
Gave you that hint. Could you? Could anyone? Could they really?
Wouldn't it be a sick twist if it was the mitts to get you over towards the mire and desert area where such progression would exist? Now, we can't get into Mire. We still need either the hook shot or the boots to get over. And plus, we don't know a medallion. Plus, we also need a sword to get into Mire. I think I'm running out of ideas, Clifford.
If it's not the mitts, then they could be doing some other fun things. Like, what if it's the boots, and the boots lead to King's Tomb, where you have to go back to the Dark World to then get the mitts in King's Tomb. That's an idea, right? That's a really bad idea that no one should ever have to. No, really? Was it that bad? Okay, I'm sorry, Rick. Meanwhile, Edium, very shortly, about to get the flipper. While Weighty Words making progress through the maze in the dark. Dark rooms are always so hard without a sword. I hate it.
Yeah, using boomerang strats, which is seemed like it's working out pretty nicely for Weighty. But Weighty's that kind of experienced runner that knows the layout of this in his sleep.
Yeah, probably, definitely.
So when Plasma Kappa gets this hint about the thing that's on the west side of the swamp, does Plasma Kappa make the run over to swamp?
At this point, you have to do
right after you finish the mountain. That is.
There's not much else to do.
That is true.
Realistically,
you could chase a couple of other things.
Yeah, the shovel spot's right there, but that's on the way.
We have a potential hammer yum coming from Edium. Plasma Kappa doing a couple of A button or B button presses after getting that hint about the west wing of swamp. I think I know what Plasma Kappa is thinking right now.
Progression.
I should have went to swamp. I should have gone to swamp.
I mean, this is a perfectly reasonable play. Hera is a crystal, needs to be clear.
It is a reasonable play, but when you get that hint, then your mind starts to going,
Yeah, oh yeah. I read that hint and like, okay, should I leave right now? Do I do the east side of Death Mountain at all, or do I just go straight there? That would be my thought. It's like, but it's such a long trip to get to East Death Mountain. I would probably still commit to going across the bridge.
Oh yeah, you don't have the boots at this point in time. You do not have the hook shot. You're going to East Side Death Mountain. Edium's gonna have to be a little careful here. Down to 2.5 hearts, trying to go through the dark maze. Firing some bow shots just to at least figure out where these walls are.
Using that bow for echolocation this time. That's good stuff.
Let's see how Weighty Words takes care of this
look at
beetle
this
room. Yeah, that's beautiful.
Look at this. Plasma Kappa is not going to East Side Death Mountain. We're going to see the Swamp Palace play first.
This is also something that is in logic, and you are going through the back of your mind. Why do I have this cape? So let's see what we have inside of here. And is this something that is important? No, it's not. But this is going to be a save and quit. And knowing what we now know in regards to West Side Swamp, Plasma Kappa wants to figure out what that unique item is.
And if that unique item is the mitts, then that's another one of those bird noises. for Plasma Kappa's routing, and we're 95% sure that it is. Outside of a couple of other small things that it could possibly.
We're starting to run out of possibles here. Here's a scary thought. It still could be the book.
It could be the book. Oh, I didn't think about the book.
Yeah, it could be the book to get you over the desert.
The book opens all three, like desert and both of the tablets. It
Yeah.
doesn't give you the tablets. You can just read them, but
Yeah. All right. We are going to go inside of Swamp Palace. Professor Renderer does not get the bomb jump. Try to do the bomb jump inside of Spectacle Rock. That's a tough bomb jump to get.
I used to be able to do it pretty consistently, and then I stopped playing for a while, and I forgot. Now it's just impossible.
I've got that trick 3 times in a row.
Oh, nice.
And then I haven't gotten it since. Let's see how Eddie does with the beetle room. Beautiful beetle room.
Nicely done. Nicely done. We got a runaway. Nice.
Weighty words inside of Eastern Palace. 20 rupees, the first of the 6 items inside of Swamp Palace.
That's a lot of unique items.
Yeah. And yes, it is for a pendant. But
these are going to be... They're not all going to be unique.
We do know there's a unique item on the west wing of Swamp Palace. Edium facing off against Almasar King. Need 8 arrows, I believe it is, to kill him. There we go.
It is 8, and if you put 1 in the wall, then you're going to gain 1. Thanks, Helma.
Professor Renderer is now inside of the Tower of Hera.
Weighty words making quick work of the Armos Knights.
Yeah, he's doing it the fast strat.
How to find.
Beautiful stretch there for Weighty words. Edium about to join him in Eastern Palace, just briefly.
And now it's over. They're not in Eastern Palace together.
Perfect harmony is now ruined. What have you done to me, Clifford?
I didn't do it. The Armos Knights did it.
Fine. Blame the Armos Knights.
And
Professor Renderer getting the hint.
So Weighty words looks like also heading here to Swamp Palace.
No, we haven't done commentary together in a long time.
Is this why? Is this why you're avoiding me?
Yes.
That would make sense. I don't blame you at all.
Absolutely. Weighty words going inside a swamp. Well, we wanted it to be special for when we popped on the microphone for the next time.
Oh, yeah. I mean, special occasions and all.
Absolutely. Eddie, I'm heading over here to the Armos Knights. We are still looking for item number 2 of this Swamp Palace, which we know is going to be on the west side.
So, is it going to be on the left-hand side or the right-hand side?
Oh, I think it's going to be annoyingly on the right-hand side.
All right. I'll take the left-hand side because someone has to.
This isn't the way the game works, though.
It's a 50-50.
Oh, see?
You've got it.
Because this is annoying because you do the left hand side first. It's in your intuition. You drop down that first hole, only to find out that your unique item is on the right hand side. Now this is the last item that is in logic for Plasma Kappa at this point, because everything else is behind the hook shot. I'm sorry, I just saw Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna's comment. Anyway, let's find out what this item is. Drum roll. Glove plus glove equals mitts.
We now have full Dark Death Mountain access, as well as access to Ice Palace. We have full clear Ice Palace.
That is right. Plasma Cap is going to go ahead and do the mirror spots here. I'm wondering if Plasma Cap is going to actually do the Breadsmith and Purple Chest first.
At this point, I wouldn't see why not.
Left Side
Well-
Swamp pays off, but we got the hint that Left Side Swamp had an item, so this is not much of a surprise.
Yes, we knew it was going to have something, and we had narrowed it down to pretty much exactly what it was.
Silver arrows at the dig spot.
Well, that is totally worth every sequence break of the lamp right there.
Yeah, and Plasma Cap is about to get those silvers.
So where is this lamp? I guess it doesn't matter. No one cares where the lamp is. The lamp is going to be in Desert Palace or in Mire or
No.
in the shed.
No. Mimic Cave.
Oh, I mean, with the flippers where they were, that's reasonable. That could happen. But really, who needs a lamp anyway?
I do.
We're not climbing Aga Tower. It's not all dungeons.
Are you sure of that? We haven't gotten all the items to beat the game yet.
I mean, we saw the lumberjack was unneeded, so I hope we're not doing Aga.
Well, we know the ag is not going to be required. That aspect is officially dead. Let's see what we have in Peg Cave. Ten
More
arrows. That's like the 11th of those pickups we've seen so far.
It's the theme of this seed: arrows and big 20.
Professor Renderer checking the back 3 of Escape. Witty words finding out the right-hand side is needed. Plasma Kappa getting a piece of heart from the breadsmith.
The blacksmiths couldn't even smith a full heart container.
No, they couldn't. And Clifford and I continue to figure out where this logic wants these runners to go. Stay tuned. Things will get more interesting as we move along.
Weighty words, finding the myths, making things more interesting, just like that. More locations to check.
Eddie, I'm getting the hint about the pyramid bomb that being required, and the cane of Samaria at the purple chest.
The cane of some areas. They call it that because it unlocks some of the areas in the game.
You know what that possibly could open up? When we get a sword.
Your mimic cave.
That is right. I didn't even see what that medallion needed to get into Mire was. That was so fast.
Red ruby. I saw that. And the
Sword!
sword. We have a sword. We still can't get into Misery Mire, but
First sword at 58 minutes and 45 seconds. How disgusting.
seed
Now
is
watch-
fine.
Now watch boots be required.
We'll find out, won't we?
Yes, we will.
Dollars, the donuts, the boots, hence in the same room. The
Nah.
phrase doesn't work out anymore. That donuts are expensive.
Ooh, sword on the torch! Unique
you
items
see
in the
that?
Lost Woods. Wait a second.
You see that?
Unique items in the Lost Woods. And It was just what? 6 bombs in the Lost Woods earlier.
I don't know what that means.
Ooh. Ha ha. We may get the
No.
all dungeon seed. And watch the boot hint, by the way, be
That could
a
be the
bag of
boot hint
tower.
right there. That could be the boots hint right there, telling you that the boots is hanging out right where it's at. That's both items.
A sword and a piece of heart inside of desert. Waity. Not happy about that sword either. I mean, Plasma Kappa gave a couple of sword thrusts when he found out that that master sword was on top of that torch.
So let's look here. What could be there?
Well, it could
Almost
be.
medallion, the boots,
It
the
could.
blue cane. Sorry,
You're right.
the bug net, the book, and that's it. 4 things. Is the red boomerang a unique item? Are boomerangs
It shouldn't
unique?
be. It shouldn't be. This should be fun to see how the silver arrows work for Plasma Kappa against the Lamo fight.
Silver arrows against Landmo? What's
Boom.
a Landmo?
Boom. It's dead. That's a Lamo. You just pumped it with some ammo. Plasma Kappa now has 5 crystals. 5 crystals.
It's a lot of crystals.
Wait a second. Either the boots or the hookshot for go mode. Well, hookshot too. I mean, we do need hookshot.
Or boots.
I'd love to see
If
the
you don't have the
hookshot.
hook shot, you need the boots to hover.
I'd love to see the hookshot pop up now.
Why just to go back and beat Swamp and start to...
You know what I would really love to see, Clifford? Boots be on the pedestal. And one of the bonk rocks or King's Tube have the hookshot.
That can't happen.
Damn it! You are right. That can't happen.
But, you know, the big key could be on the torch in its tower.
That is right. Well, we continue with this seed, friends. This is the seed that will go on and on. And we'll keep you waiting to figure out what we have to say.
Like lamb chop. So,
And by the way, if you really, really enjoyed our banter together when we were at AGDQ together, well, we're not going to be at SGDQ together.
I'll be at SGDQ.
I won't.
Sad days.
That's good. I mean, you guys will enjoy the time without me.
We'll miss you.
Yeah, I'm sure of it.
You know it.
You guys will
Right,
get
so-
some peace and quiet without me.
If you ever known me to be peace and quiet anywhere,
Witty got the unfortunate placement of the statue right in front of the switch there. So it kept going up and down when you tried to push it onto the switch.
game's funny sometimes.
Only sometimes.
Yeah. Yeah, I'm gonna stick with that. Okay, so Mothula coming up with a fighter sword, but also a hammer and a fire rod.
Oh, absolutely. And Plasma Cap using the silver arrows to get rid of the Gyptos. Great strategy in here to preserve some magic for the upcoming fight. Where in the world is this lamp?
Somewhere.
Where?
I mean, there are only 216 chests in the game, and it can't be in what, half of those, so somewhere.
Ooh, Plasma got wall mastered. So 80 is going to be the first one to Mothula, but it used up all of the magic. It looks like Plasma Cap is doing pretty much resolving himself to the same idea at this point.
Unfortunately,
Oh, wall mastered!
Gets wall mastered in the drop with the 1 point.
Oh, that is nasty. We now are at 2 wall masters on this seed.
It looks like Plasma Kappa has successfully dropped into the fight.
There's 1 fire rod shot, and there's the 2 fire rod shots. Switches on over towards the hammer. Gets ready to try to hit the bug with some hammers here. Gets 1 hammer onto it. That's the second one, but I thought it hit spike, so it didn't count. So 3, and there's 4. Bug squashed, dead. Item drop. Babos! Head is dead.
You say that,
Unless it's the boots for the Ganon's Tower Big Key.
Or the book for the boots on one of the tablets.
Witty word switching on over to the hammer. I think I know where these runners need to go to next.
Dark Death Mountain?
No.
Turtle Rock?
No. That Bombos, in my opinion, for La Place du Ice. La Place du Glace. I guess is what it's called.
That's reasonable. All right, Edium very shortly will be getting the Titan's Mitts. Renderer has the flippers now.
Renderer down to 1 heart. Lady Words picking up the big key, hoping that that big key was going to be locked up in its own chest. Not today.
And the Titan's Mitts for Edium open up the world.
Edium looking at his options, pulling up the mirror. About to... I think we're going to do the Breadsmith chain now. We know that is required.
And it seems reasonable.
Has a fairy in a bottle. Witty trying to do the bomb jump. Falls down the hole the first time. Gets the placement down the second time. Should be fine this time around. Gets there. Perfectly done. Good job. 300 rupees is the reward.
Sometimes you just need some more money.
So the question in chat was, if they find the hook shot, aren't they still now in go mode since Master Sword is needed to kill the pig? Well, a lot of runners have different strategies, and there are probably half of the runners out there who would run with the strategy of get to Ganon's Tower and try to find the sword there. However, we kind of know that there's a few restrictions to that now. We know where 2 swords are. One is behind a hook shot, so not guaranteed to be in Ganon's Tower. And the other one was on the torch in Desert.
Yeah, so if it's not in Hookshot Cave, and it's not in Ganon's Tower, then that means it's probably in Ice Palace, depending on how the key logic shakes out there.
Yeah, exactly. Plasma Kappa with the mitts is going to go check the Dark Depth Mountain section here. Has access to Super Bunny, plus guaranteed access to our favorite dungeon of all, Green Pendant Turtle Rock.
Green Pendant Turtle Rock is interesting here.
Eddie, I'm about to get the Cane of Samaria.
Because with
Catfish.
the cane, you can go in. You have all 3 medallions. There, you can
Mhm.
check all the way to Trinex. You can get your lamp out of Mimic Cave. And it's the Bombos, so you had to go kill them off.
So this pretty much was where the game wanted them to go. Eddie, I'm about to get that first sword. Weighty Words not too far behind him. I like this race between Edium and Weighty Words. It's been kind of like a battle to who's the second one on the logic chain here.
Lots of trading in second place, it looks like.
And don't forget, this is a race with several more runners inside of it for as part of our daily race series. Quake was required for Misery Meyer. Looks like rupees as well as a bee in a bottle. Did anyone check checkerboard?
Yeah, I think we saw it earlier. Yeah, it was just more arrows.
Okay.
Didn't we make a joke about how it was all arrows and big 20s at that point?
I know we made that joke a lot this seed.
Fair enough. That has happened a bunch. So, Plasma Kappa heading into Turtle Rock.
Oh, yeah. And the hint right here says a piece of heart awaits in the waterfall. No kidding. There was actually 2 of them in there.
Thanks, game.
Such a nice help this game is. Eddie, I'm about to get the bad news. Professor Renderer getting the silvers. And we're going to get a bomb on that torch for Edium. That torch deserved it.
Did it?
There's been a lot of Master Sword seeds of late. I know yesterday's weekly open race that was done at 5:30. That pretty much was a story of where in the world is there more sword upgrades. There were 2 of them in Swamp.
I was just about to ask, so where in the world were more sword upgrades? But you beat me. We're seeing cape strats for a couple of small keys.
Yeah, but you needed in order to get further into this pendant fun in Merriment.
Yes, with 2 small keys and the big key, you're kind of happy so far. At least I would be.
You're happier with a big key, but
Just means that you can, die in Chain Chomp Room for something that's not a key. I hate dying in Chain Chomp Room for a small key. Plasma Kappa has no designs on dying. Oh, why do I open my mouth? A map's even worse than a key. But, Plasma Kappa, no designs on dying in that room today. Flawlessly executed. It's one of those rooms that gets hairier the longer you let it go on.
Edium done with the Lamo fight. Renderer is in Swamp. And I think, have we seen the big key yet? Yes, we have. So it's up to Plasma Cap if he decides that he wants to go and check this big key chest. He's going to go ahead because you don't want to leave something important inside of that chest.
And it's such a minimal risk. Like,
50 rupees.
you don't have the ice rod, so you can't kill Trinex.
That would be a bad thing to find on Laser Bridge.
Or a
Did you know
grade thing.
Oh, Weighty Words did the oops here. He traveled amongst that first torch room there as if he had the hook shot.
Been there. Done that
It was
before.
it was at that moment Weighty Words realized that he blanked up.
Are we playing a match game? Okay, let me write it down.
Womp 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 womp. We're gonna have to call for your answer.
Alright, hecked.
That
What
works.
did Richard Dawson say? I want to match with Richard.
I think you probably would say hecked up too.
Alright, so now here's the moment of truth.
Hey, hello! Hook shot.
Not the lamp.
And at 1 hour, 16 minutes, and 30 seconds, Plasma Kappa has somewhat entered.
Go mode. But we won't know for sure until we get to the tower and we see where that key is. Because at this point, you know, the hook shot is blocking it in Hookshot Cave. It's got to be in Hookshot Cave, right?
That is correct. That is a very good potential here.
4 versus 3 versus what? How many items are left in Swamp Palace? There's still 3 in Swamp in the back.
3, yeah, 3.
So out of 10 possible checks, there are 4 of them are in Hookshot Cave. I'll take those odds.
Yep. So Plasma Kappa here inside of Misery Mire, a dungeon that you need to have either either the hook shot or the boots to get into. I have a feeling this is going to be a slow walk, especially if those boots turn out to be on the pedestal.
Yeah, that would be a slow walk indeed.
That is a map. That is not what Plasma Kappa wanted to see at this point in time. Edium is taking his first. This is the first. No, this isn't, because Edium has finished off the Tower of Harris. Just finally doing the old man at this point.
So Professor Renderer just got the Titan's mitts, while Weighty Words has the hook shot.
Yep, there's the hook shot for Weighty Words. So now, Weighty Words can play this out and hope for a sword somewhere down the road. But is Weighty Words going back in? I think I know what Weighty Words is up to.
Okay, so just checking the big chest there, so that if
Oh, I know what Weighty Words is
you
doing.
come back in,
He's got to check Hookshot Cave now.
and
20 rupees
getting the big chest there is smart.
20 rupees inside of the first item here in Misery Mire.
Ah, ooh, that's. Do we have the? Oh, And Professor Renderer, very happy about that sword in hour 19. Jeez.
Yeah, indeed.
That's so rough.
Yes, indeed. So this is an interesting decision here from Weighty Words to go ahead and check Hookshot Cave, knowing that there is a sword that is hookshot blocked. I like this play.
I also like this play a lot.
Big key for Plasma Kappa. Ace is going to head right straight to Vitreous at this point.
Makes sense. Go kill Vitreous and go up the tower.
Weighty Words getting a heart container in the first one, but that one's the boot blocked. Here's the hookshot blocked one. Sword upgrade!
Here it is.
And
The hints
now
don't lie.
Weighty Words is now officially in go mode.
Barring
Unless it's that 1 in 22 chance, Clifford.
wouldn't that be a twist?
Yes, that would. And this we said that there was going to be a twist earlier.
I was just talking about like adding some lemon to our randomizer.
Yeah. So here's the thing, Clifford. You had to go into 2 pendant dungeons. 2 of them.
There's an item in the woods. It's in the Lost Woods waiting. It's waiting for you to grab it so that it can sleep again later forever. There is one more chest in Turtle Rock that's not lamp locked. That is correct.
By the way, good job at Plasma Kappa while we're saying all of this to get through the dark rooms here in Misery Mire. These are not fun rooms to deal with.
Definitely, they're not. Like, the first room kind of sucks, but then if you can get past it, they get easier. But
Second room can still be rude because of that spike.
the
But once
spike
you get-
and the Medusa both.
Yeah, but once you get through that, then it just becomes easier here. And with silver arrows, Vitreous is going to be quite the easy trek here for Weighty Words, who is going to be the first of our runners to enter Ganon's Tower. He's likely going to go check Hookshot Cave before going in. So Clifford, I'm sorry, Plasma Kappa will be the first of these runners to go into Ganon's Tower. Now,
So yeah, you know what that means.
It's time to talk, Clifford.
Okay.
You ready?
Yes.
Let's do it. There are
Bob's
22
chest.
possibilities inside of Ganon's Tower. Pick a number between 1 and 22. Tell us where you think that the big key is going to be in. Bonus points if you guess 3.
Bob's chest. Always guess Bob's chest. But yeah, bonus points for the torch.
Bonus points for the torch because that means that we are not officially at the end of this game just yet.
We shall find out.
People saying that I'm such a tease about a certain announcement. Stay tuned. Eddie realizes his mistake before he does fire off the fire rod.
That's the smart way to do it. Wait a second. I have screwed up. I must change.
Shout out to our tracker, Math Girl 718 and Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna. They've been clicking the buttons on the trackers that you see underneath everyone's names. Good job to them. Thank you very much for your help here. On this link to the
our
Past
job
Randomizer
easy.
Daily Race. And they do make our job easier.
All right. Plasma Kappa is going to get that Master Sword.
Yes, he is. You don't pass this up knowing that there's something sharp that requires the hook shot.
No, never. Even if I didn't know that, there's no way I pass up the Hookshot Cave in this situation.
Absolutely. So we do know that the third sword is on the torch inside a desert palace. Maybe there's one in Ganon's Tower still.
Nicely done by Weighty Words. Getting through that first room. On to the third room, the hard one, with the spike, and the Medusa and all this other.
Mm-hmm. Plasma Kappa now getting ready to enter Ganon's tower. Etium's gonna be careful here. 3.5 hearts. Yeah, we do have red mail, but that the room that the big key, that the small key is in, that you have to kill that Pokey, is not necessarily a fun room. Here we go, friends. It's time to see if the boots are required at all this seed. Chest number 1, Clifford.
3 bombs.
Chest number 2.
A bottle.
The torch is considered chest number 3, even though it's not a chest, and these runners have no way of actually getting it. But what is it?
The truth. It's just a small key. Go mode confirmed. Unless, hear me out. What if we open the middle door?
Why would we ever do that?
I don't know. It could happen, though. Oh, well.
There's the book.
That puts us one step closer to the boots on the pedestal.
Well, there's
We're
your
now
lag
down to
shield.
3 items. Oh, yep. We have ascended to full amounts of lag. We have the fully lagged shield.
Professor Renderer is checking Stumpy, I guess. People still trying to figure out what this announcement is going to be. You know what? I have a request.
Okay.
Hear me out.
All right.
If we had the ability to, let's listen to Plasma Kappa's make his way up the tower, since he's the first one into Ganon's tower.
Ooh, okay, that seems reasonable.
There we go. Thank you.
Magic.
Miss Metroid, knowing what the announcement is, it's the crossover of Super Metroid and Z3 crowd control. Wouldn't that be something?
Wait. There's no way. You're telling me they have Super Metroid and Zelda 3 combined? No.
There's the big key in the rando room.
Only a madman would think of such a thing.
SMZ3 key sanity. Oh my goodness.
Now we're talking. Now
we're playing with power.
You need, like, instead of the missile gates, you need like a small key to Swamp Palace to open this missile gate. That's what
oh god, no. Etium is now in Misery Mire. Weighty Words going into Ganon's tower. At this point, I've got to hedge all bets and say that the boots were on the pedestal.
It's gotta be, right?
It's gotta be.
That's the fun option. No, it's not. It's not fun at all. That's the opposite of the fun option. What am I even saying?
You know what's fun, Clifford?
A Link to the Past randomizer.
No, I said you know what's fun.
Oh, I'm sorry. I thought you said what isn't fun. What is infuriating and frustrating and awesome all at the same time? I guess that kind of counts as fun. I'm having fun. Are you having fun?
I hope you guys are having fun. Just think all the fun we can have together. No, we're not playing multi-world.
Multi-world. That's talk about fun.
Ooh, Plasma Kappa got signed
Two
off
co-ops
his
also
arrow.
fun.
Plasma Kappa not having a really strong Lammo too, unfortunately.
That's just how Landmo goes sometimes. If you,
Yeah,
I hate Landmolus.
so do I. I mean, I have a big struggle with that fight, so I definitely feel the pain that Plasma Kappa is going through. Especially considering the fact that Plasma Kappa is probably going to ask for us to send some help.
Send help.
I don't want them to send help. I want them to send pizza. Ooh, Professor Renderer going inside of Misery Mire, only to remind himself that you need to have boots or hookshot to get in.
Decisions.
And unfortunately, Professor Render has not finished off Mothula, so Turtle Rock is not open at this point.
Oh, that's still a ways off.
Ooh, Plasma Kappa ended up not staying on the platform, so he's gonna have to redo this section here with the torches. Wisely decides to wait it out instead of trying to fight the timer here.
Oh, we could have seen a despawn. You know how much I love those.
I've dealt with that before. They're not fun.
They're so much fun. They're even more fun when you just reset your game instead of mirroring.
And you
lose
notice
4 dungeons of progress. It's great.
And you notice that Plasma Kappa paused a little to allow that door to open or the door to shut before he went up to the stairs. Ice Rod is inside of Misery Mire. Wow. That was the second item.
Well, that's a useful item in Misery Mire, kind of. It would have been a very useful item if the key had been where we wanted it.
Spin around number 1. Push to the ground number 1. Oh, that's even more painful when you land on top of spikes after falling down to Moldorm. Weighty Word's just catching up.
Slowly but surely.
So it's almost time for us to see who's going to win this race. Whether it's going to be Plasma Kappa, who's got at least a 2-floor advantage over Weighty Words. And then maybe we can talk about an announcement.
Ooh, maybe.
No sword here in this portion of Ganon's Tower. And unique items in Mimic Cave. Renderer, use that as a help.
That's got to be the boots, right? The boots and Mimic Cave. Yeah, no wait. All right. Now the geometry wizard.
Ooh, Plasma Kappa getting hit by one of the orbs there, which caused him to lose the ability to get multiple hits on Agus. So we were sitting at, I believe, at a 2 count. Oh, that's a little bit better. I think that's 4.
I think 2 of them might hit at the same time, only counted as 1.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah, because that's a double right there.
Hit
There's
boxes
the
and
6.
things.
That's the 6th right there. All right, Plasma Kappa heading to Ganon. Master Sword, silvers.
It's a fun fight.
How many spins is it to get to the bottom of a Tootsie Roll Pop?
An infinite amount of money and spins together. Because you need the money to buy the pop, right?
That's right. Weighty Bird's taking a fall to Lammo, or rather Moldorm.
Man, can you imagine falling at Landmo and having to start that fight over? That'd be even worse.
Oh god, yeah. Although I can think of actually worse fights to have to redo. Trinex being one of them. How about Vitreous if you don't have the silvers?
Uh-oh.
And
Plasma Kappa.
Plasma Kappa, but I think he's got the fairy in the bottle. Yeah, he does. Weighty Bird's just catching up though.
So, I lost count. I think that's 6 or 7.
And unfortunately, we got an announcement from this race here as Professor Renderer has thrown in the towel here in Ice Palace. Give Plasma Renderer some credit and some love. This was not an easy seed.
Not even remotely at all.
You had to go deep into 2 pendant dungeons in order to get what you needed. So Plasma Kappa here into stage 3 of this Ganon fight. One more spin and he will be on his way to the Silver Arrow portion of this fight. Good decision to wait it out. He's got to get this Fire Rod shot, otherwise it's going to be a tough fight. But does get it for the Torch Glitch. Beautiful. Gets 1 hit here to Ganon.
The silver arrows are stronger than the Master Sword.
Yes, they are.
Imagine that.
Here we go. Over towards the corner. Does not bother at this point. Gets him over here. Weighty Bird's now going into the Ganon fight. At the same time, Plasma Kappa, 4th arrow. That is going to do it as Plasma Kappa. The first on the restream to finish things off, but has to make it through that gate to finish things off as Weighty Bird's now goes through the Ganon fight, trying to get him on over towards the corner. And Plasma Kappa has done it, and he has won the race, not just on restream, but overall. First place for Plasma Kappa.
GG to Plasma Kappa.
1:37:15, the official time for Plasma Kappa.
Congratulations.
Ugh.
And hello, we are joined by Professor Render and Plasma Kappa both. GG's.
GG.
GG.
I feel worn out after I feel completely worn out after this.
Thank you,
don't blame you.
So,
Thank you, Magic Bat. Thank you, Magic Bat.
yeah, good
thanks,
job.
Magic Bat. You're really helpful.
Your
Yeah, good
early
job.
game route was so perfect, Plasma Kappa. That was you
Yeah.
routed
Yeah.
it just absolutely impeccable.
Nice job, man.
Oh yeah, it was like everything just kept lining up. It's like, oh, can I do this dark room without a sword? I guess we will find out. And then we found out.
Yeah,
It
so
worked out.
yeah, that was a great routing from you early on, Plasma Kappa. You know, getting that powder really did help you define a very good early game route. So Professor Renderer, you want to know what the path of this seed was?
Go ahead.
You had to get the sword out of the west side there, out of the Myers shed, to take that to Mothula, who had the bombos. Hookshot was in Mimic Cave. That was the unique item.
Are you kidding me?
I was like, oh, finally, a sword. I can kill Mothula.
You know, as soon as I got the sword, I'm like, are you freaking kidding me? That's where it was?
Yep. And by the way, I did love Plasma Kappa, your reaction when you got the hint about the sharp item that required the hookshot.
Yeah. Like, I'll get it eventually.
And then eventually, dude, when I found the sword on top of the torch in Desert Palace, I'm like, that's even worse. Like, come on, let me have a sword,
Well-
a better sword.
Well, my reaction to that was, well, when the big key is embeddedly on GT Torch, I will know where my sword is.
Yeah, right.
Ugh. Don't tell me that. I do not want to know where that big key is on Ganon's Tower. I do not want to know.
It was Randall Room.
Yep.
Oh, good. Okay. That's I don't mind that because I usually choose random room whenever I'm commentating.
All right, weighty words by the time while we were discussing all of this has finished off the seed. Second place, 139.39.
GG.
GG, man.
Come on, Plasma Kappa, get to that part of the credits where we find out whether or not the boots were on the pedestal.
Okay. Oh well, there they were.
Oh, that unique item on the West was like, are you kidding me? Do not tell me that there's some impression on there.
Yeah, well there it is. My plan. Well,
What was
I was actually going to rush every pendant dungeon if boots were if the big key was on GT Torch. Well, I'd have to find the ice rod, but other than that.
Ice Rod was in Meyer in the big key chest.
Oh well, that would have been amazing.
Yeah, that would have been something for sure.
Spread
No
shoes.
kidding.
Yep, it was the
Here they are.
boots. Yep,
Are you kidding me? Are you?
boots on the
freaking-
pedestal.
Are you kidding me?
No one needs boots. Unneeded.
Are you kidding me? I would have totally gone for that.
Validation chest every game.
I would have totally gone for that, and I'd not exhausted all my options.
Let's
And-
welcome in weighty words in here. Our second place finisher, 139.39. GG.
Hey,
GG,
thanks.
waiting words.
GG.
Oh my god, that seed.
I know, right? Oh.
I haven't been playing that much Link to the Past, and it definitely showed because it was a bad seed. You had low equips, and I did a lot of mistakes. Holy crap!
By the way, just want to make a comment here. Blaine finished in third place, 141.02, third place overall in the race.
So we just found out that I don't know if you got the hint about the unique item being in the Lost Woods. but,
I
we
saw
found out
that.
what that item was, and it was not the bug net nor the blue cane,
Was it the boots?
but it
It
was
was
also
boots.
starting with B.
And I am so mad right now.
Oh my
that
God.
it's the boots. I would have totally gone for it.
And, like, the worst thing about that is the fact that a sword upgrade was behind those boots.
Yep. I saw
Yes.
that hint. I saw
The
that hint. I was
hookshot,
like,
the hookshot area, like that's in Hookshot Cave. I'm like thinking, as soon as I saw something sharp is in requires the hookshot, I'm like, are you kidding? Don't tell me it's in Hookshot Cave. I need some boots. Ugh.
yeah, I saw that hint, and that sword being in desert was really hilarious because you can't get the sword, and that hint lets you know there's a unique item in Lost Woods. So my mind immediately went to boots, and I laughed a lot.
That is ridiculous. Oh man.
Okay. Find ice rod. Which boots? Get sword.
I was ready for boots to be required in GT.
I mean,
Oh, yeah.
good thing it wasn't, because I would have ripped my hair out if that was
Yeah.
the case.
I saw the book and I'm like, oh boy, here it goes. and
Where was
then-
that book anyway?
It was in a GT
Oh,
Stalfos room, yeah.
Great.
Yeah, so you had no way of finding about the boots being on the pedestal until you were in GT. So,
Yeah, exactly.
as Eddie makes his way up to the tower, Clifford, we've got something we have to announce, right?
I mean, I hear that there are things that are secrets to everybody, but they're not supposed to be secrets to everybody for much longer.
Right.
Yeah,
So-
so maybe we should make some sort of a comment about what's coming up here with speed gaming, isn't that right?
Okay, I mean, I guess we can do that. I guess we can say that on October 24th through the 27th in Herndon, Virginia, you will be able to come to Speed Gaming Live.
That's right. We'll give you more details once Adium is finished up here. He's in Ganon's tower right now, facing off against the Lammo fight.
Oh
So
yeah.
stay tuned for more details. Coming
That
shortly.
is right. That is right. So, what a fun seed this was. You needed to go deep into 2 pendant dungeons.
Oh yeah. My favorite
Yeah.
activity.
Yeah,
I'm
I'm
like
so
thinking-
glad we got the hint for Swamp.
Yeah, I was thinking when I saw the hint about West Side Swamp having a unique item, I figured, what do I want to just go down there. Initially, I wanted to go up. Or no, wait, that was later. Initially, I wanted to just go somewhere else. I forget exactly, but I said like, okay, I'm going to go to Swamp Palace.
By the
And-
way,
Go ahead.
I'm sorry. Go ahead.
The game doesn't actually change that much with that swamp hint. I was going to go down there anyway. I just would have done 45 in the shovel before I did swamp.
Yeah.
By
I,
the way, I just want to clear up some of the finished runners that we had that are not on the stream right now. Goomba finished in 4th place, 1:44.15. Dazed Cloud finished in 5th place with a time of 1:45.10. And as Eddie makes his way trying to check these in desperate hope of finding Tempered Sword, Hitsuen finished in 6th place, 1:45.32.
Good job, Hitsuya.
GG to all of them.
Yeah.
GG's.
So when I went up there, I just figured there has to be something else. And you've probably seen it a couple of times. I kept open up my maps because I wrote my my controller to be like not the way I usually would do it. I usually have my circle button on the, I think that's just the pressing the button like for A and stuff, and then X is for my sword and on a PS4 controller, and then, so I kept hitting the button where normally that would be my Y button. And go ahead.
Unfortunately, it does look like all of our runners that made it to the restream unfortunately took a fall to Moldorm 2, as Edium is now the member of that club as well.
Oh yeah.
I mean, I'm one of the lucky ones because I didn't fall once because I never went up there.
Well, I had to make sure to fall on the west side. It was very important.
Oh, I did too.
I mean, I got close to falling on Moldorm 1, but I managed to survive that. So
I'm assuming everybody finished Master Sword unless the 4th sword was found.
No, we all we know of are the 3 sword locations and that 3rd one that none of you guys could get.
Yeah, I figured as much.
it's possible it could have been either in Ganon's Tower for all I know. Graveyard Ledge I don't think had anything. I don't remember because I tried to go up there. I'm like, oh wait, I don't have the Times Minutes.
Graveyard Ledge was junk.
Oh, Graveyard Ledge jump. Okay, so that would have been Ganon's Tower either way. It would have been Ganon's Tower.
Could be anything. Could be anywhere.
Could be in like
Because
Lock Rocks
if
and
you narrow
King's
down, K45 had nothing.
K45 had Ether, but that wasn't
Oh
required.
yeah, Ether. That's what I meant, Ether. That's why I swung at it too, because I'm like, I want another sword, not a medallion.
By the way, shout out to all you guys and your 0 bonk counts.
Hey,
Thank you.
Yeah.
always
Zero
good to
bonks.
see. I tried real hard for those 0 bonks by not looking for the boots.
Yeah. So because I was in desperation, because I'm like thinking I've been so famished of a sword, and I really want a sword. I'll be fair though. That dark room with the hammer, I started learning it like in one of the races, or probably just in one of the races, so not related to here. I'm really mad that I didn't get that fall twice. I got fell twice in there, and all that for just nothing.
Edium is now finished off with the Agatu fight and is about ready to face off against Ganon. So, as Edium gets ready to go through the Ganon, just a reminder, the dates of our SG Live is going to be October 24th through 27th in Herndon, Virginia. We'll give you all the details about some of the great stuff we got going on during SG Live.
Right after
Edium
this.
finishes off. Yep, right after Edium finishes.
Yeah. But overall, this seed could just go burn in Ganon's tower. Seriously, that seed was not nice. I was so scoured. I was going all around the place. I wanted to leave Meyer until eventually I had a medallion, and then as soon as I had that medallion, I realized I didn't have the boots or anything that would have made me go through Meyer, and then I was like, okay, forget it.
I don't know.
Going.
I thought it was pretty cool.
Yeah.
I think it was really fun to route. I don't know if it was the most fun to play.
No, it was not fun. I'm gonna say it's true. It's not fun.
What
My
was
first
up with that
play.
trident? Did you see that trident flew out of bounds?
I
it's
did not
not
see that because I'm not
subject-
watching the race right now.
It's not subject to the rules of physics.
I'm sorry, there's supposed
Yes.
to be no out of bounds. This thing's breaking the rules. Ganon, you're disqualified.
Oh,
You
so
just
can he,
want to talk
Screw the
more.
rules. He has
can he
money.
dock then now?
Screw the rules. He has money.
He never
mean,
shows
we-
his rupee count.
No, yeah, he has rupees. He has rupees.
Oh, and that's a little hairy cycle there in phase 2. Phase 2 Master Sword Ganon is the worst.
Yeah, and
Worst part of the
unfortunately,
whole game. in my
Unfortunately, he
opinion.
Yeah.
used up a potion, so...
Honestly, I'm gonna be the one who has an unpopular opinion here. Master Sword Phase 2 is not too bad if you play safe.
Yeah, and I think that's what Edium's doing right now, is trying to play it super safe, which is
Oh.
totally understandable.
Yeah, I play
Fortunately.
safe. I never go with Phase 2. As soon as I get Phase 3, that's fine.
Ooh.
I'm not worried about it. So just
Unfortunately, safe
He-
isn't fast. So I took
Yeah.
a tactical debt.
Yeah.
Edium now is in stage 3, which is good.
yeah. But if you know how to do the doubles on that, and if you have a cape, because the cape was technically free, you could have used that along with whatever half magic was if that was ever picked up.
Well, the last time I tried to do that, I ran out of magic. So, I don't like Phase 4 Master Silvers.
The bottle was free. I mean, of course, that bottle early on was free and didn't have to worry about that. If you want to stock up on potions early on, and if you want for that Ganon fight, especially if you're going MS Ganon.
Well, I bought a potion and then, of course, did not use it. Because that's what happens whenever you buy potions.
Yeah, exactly. I took a death and used the fairy instead, even though the potion would have been faster.
Yeah, I mean but potion would have been faster and by
There we go. Edium has finished it off.
5 seconds probably. Maybe I don't know. I'm just trying to count it up in my head. I didn't time all these.
GG's for Edium, finishing in the race. It's 9th place, 152.09. Shire was 7th, 146.50. Curality was 8th place, 147.03.
GG, Idiom.
GG to Edium.
You're one of the lucky ones.
Gee.
So while we wait for Edium to come in here, you want to talk more about what we got coming up in October there, Clifford?
I could also, turn it over to someone else to talk about it too.
I wonder what it would be. Definitely not me, but
Okay, well, we're going to just keep the plot thickening right now.
So we're
Get
going
Edium in here to do the interview.
hoping that Edium gets here. We're waiting for Edium. Fast forwarding through those credits. Gonna get to the important stuff quickly.
I get even more mad that when he finds out that boot was the boost on the pedestal. Well, not as mad as me because ugh.
If you like speedrunning.
Yeah, I like speedrunning.
Then
I would've told it-
you should keep
Yeah.
your eyes and ears right here for the next several minutes.
Here we go.
Hey, but first, we
Here's
have
Edium.
GG's.
GG, Idiom.
GG's.
Congratulations on that Master Sword Silver's finish, and not having to
Yeah.
go get those boots off the pedestal.
I figured that's
Oh,
what it
don't
was.
remind me.
Did anyone actually check the pedestal? Oh, we
No.
probably
I got the
yeah.
hint.
Yeah, I got a hint for it.
Yeah.
With the book being in Ganon's tower, there's no way anyone was able to
Oh,
check
yeah,
to
I
see
mirrored
it, so
out.
I've got to go
Yeah.
fast.
Mirrored out, flew it back down to check the pedestal, then went right back up. Very important.
Oh. Stop saying
You
that.
had to know.
I think I need a shower after that seed because that was a dirty
Me
seed.
too.
Yeah, well, given the fact that you had to go deep into a pendant dungeon to get out the hook shot out of Turtle Rock and get the Titan's Mitt out of Pendant Swamp.
Did anyone find the lamp? I'm guessing it
No.
was in.
That was
I'm
in
get-
and that was in Mimic Cave, correct?
The hook
that-
shot was
that
a mimic.
hook- I'm
Oh,
guessing it was in Ice Palace because
It had to have been in Ice Palace somewhere, I think. Or in the Crystal Roller Room in Turtle Rock. Because the small key was in the big chest.
Oh.
Oh well, that's funnier. Go with that.
Yeah, that would be funny.
anyone find more than 2 swords?
No,
Not
we don't
me.
know
There's
where
one
that.
on the torch.
Yeah,
Oh,
there was
yeah.
a torch, and I swung at it because I'm like, seriously, I need more swords than that. After especially after I got the one on the Meyer shed.
I bombed it.
Yeah, I love that reaction. I loved
Ugh.
all of your reactions to finding that sword on that torch.
Yeah, it was so rude. Thankfully it wasn't a math girl scene. I don't think because like
It's like, I'll be back later.
Well,
thankfully it wasn't a math girl scene. So
yeah, we're trying to send some help to Plasma Kappa at this point. So I think we should about wrap things up here. Any last words for this scene? I'll start with Plasma Kappa.
Help received.
Help received. Witty words?
It was a fun one. It was really interesting. I'm always like when I get like non-traditional seeds, so it was fun routing it.
Edium?
I felt like, other than the Ganon fight, my execution was pretty solid. I didn't really like my routing that much. Kind of walking around through like Graveyard Ledge, Catfish, none of that really produced anything. So probably if I just went straight to Pod, I would have done a little better.
And we'll leave the best for last, Professor Renderer.
burn in Ganon's tower. But in more seriousness, my routing was just not good. It was alright, honestly, but after the fact that I saw that Meyer had that sword, the Meyer had that sword, I just feel like, yeah, that was just, I routed that horribly. Just legit. But again, burn in Ganon's tower.
Well, GG's to everybody here, and good luck to you guys in the next Link to the Past randomizer race.
Thanks.
Thank you.
GG's all.
GG's.
Good night, y'all.
I'm gonna need a big nap after this. I'm gonna be going golfing tomorrow, so catch y'all later.
All right. So before we get on out of here, we have somebody else who is here to go talk about something that we kind of teased about earlier in regards to Speed Gaming Live between October 24th and 27th in Herndon, Virginia. But first, let's go ahead and thank Math Girl 718 and Mr. Scruff Ninja Tuna for doing the tracking for us, and of course for everybody who helped behind the scenes, Oasis for getting things taken care of on the air, on the background as well. And well, I hear a click, so therefore, let's say hello to the man, the myth, the legend, who is going to tell us more about Speed Gaming Live 2019, Fiesel.
Hello, everybody. Well, this is an exciting moment. Our plans that we've been making for a long time have finally come to fruition. We've been working for I can't remember how long to try to make a live event happen. We do so much here on Speed Gaming. We collaborate with so many different communities, and we've just been waiting for an opportunity to put together a real live in-person event we can all go to and have some tournaments of just some of the highest skill games that we can find. And so this is going to be a first for us. October 24th to 27th, that is the last weekend of October. It's going to be happening in Herndon, Virginia, just outside of Washington, D.C. You may recognize that as the former AGDQ area before they moved to Florida. That's where it's going to be. Accessible from the Dulles International Airport. It would be the closest one. And hopefully not too hard for our friends overseas to get to as well. What games are we going to have tournaments of? Well, top 3 games. We have our 3 featured tournaments, each one with a $3,000 prize pool. Each one of these going to be A Link to the Past Randomizer, of course. Everyone's favorite game. If you're sitting here watching A Link to the Past Randomizer race, you're probably interested in this. Ocarina of Time Randomizer. So this is going to be accessible mode, similar to the tournaments that have been happening on ZSR, except live. And our third game is going to be Super Mario Maker 2. And I'd love to tell you that we all have already played this game and got advanced copies of it, and we know that it's going to be awesome, but we haven't. We're just completely betting that Super Mario Maker 2 is going to be even better than Mario Maker 1. And we're doing a tournament.
I haven't heard much talk about this. Have you, Clifford?
Yeah, I mean, what
There's
is
going to
this?
be a Super Mario Maker 2? What?
Did you guys hear about this?
No way.
Right. I mean, it could be terrible, right? Maybe suddenly everyone will stop caring about game and just no longer have any interest in it, right? That's always a chance that could happen. But
I mean, I hear they're working on more Super Mario World hacks.
that's true. Why don't we just go straight to Super Mario Maker 3? Why did we stop at 2 for this tournament?
Yeah, I know.
Oh, man.
I mean, there's got to be some sort of hype. I mean, Nintendo sent out some players out there to play that game not too long ago.
Yeah, that's true. I'm sure people will have forgotten about it by then. I mean, come on. It's like a whole 4 months after it's released. So, for goodness sake.
They're still talking about the first one, so I guess they know what they're doing.
Yes. But in all seriousness, we are doing tournaments of these 3 games: Link to the Past Randomizer, Ocarina of Time Randomizer, and Super Mario Maker 2. We are working in collaboration with the leaders of those communities, the people who put on the tournaments and events in those games, or have done so in the past, and bringing them in on it. They'll be helping out. And in addition to that, we have some other tournaments. So those are the 3 big ones, the 3 featured tournaments. But on Speed Gaming, we pride ourselves in the variety of what we do and our ability to reach out to members of the community and the various game communities out there and do things that sort of, show some breadth besides just the most popular games. But we've picked a couple other tournaments, which are going to be our side tournaments or additional tournaments. And I can list them right now. We've got Zelda 1 Randomizer, Super Metroid Any %, Super Mario 64, Super Mario World, and Super Mario Bros. 1. So there's your trio of Mario games there, regardless of what console you like. And Mega Man X. So those right now are the tournaments that are on the list, but we're opening this up to public suggestions. So if you or your games community wants to work with us and add another tournament to that roster, let us know. Come on into our Discord. There's actually a link on the website. Let's get that link there in chat. It's a link on the website where you can suggest more games. And so if you or your members of your community think that you'll have a significant number of people attending who are going to want to do a tournament of one of those games, let us know, and we'll make that happen as well. We are going to guarantee that for some of these tournaments, we have a minimum of $500 prize pool provided by Speed Gaming. But what we're doing for all of these side tournaments is we're using a site called Matcherino. So if you haven't used Matcherino before, what it is a site for putting up tournaments. So having players sign up, and they handle prize payouts and things like that. And they give you a way of crowdfunding your tournaments, so people can contribute money directly to the prize pool of any of the tournaments that they're interested in. And they also give you lots of free ways to contribute to the prize pool. So doing various sponsor quests, like going to a web page or following some sponsor on Twitter or something like that, can contribute small amounts of money to the prize pool for free. We also are going to have merchandise available, t-shirts and hats, things like that, for a bunch of these games that you can buy, and the majority of the cost of that, or the price of that, goes towards the tournament prize pool as well. So we hope to be working with t-shirt designers and merchandise designers to come up with some cool images to put on those that we can sell. If you are a designer of t-shirts and wants to help us out, please go to that webpage, speedgaming.org/sglive, and we have links where people can volunteer to help out. And we would love to get your designs up on some shirts to help us raise some money to fund these tournaments. The way it's going to work is we will, the top 4 tournaments, in terms of amount of crowdfunding that's been raised, we will provide a minimum of $500 prize pool. So if it doesn't reach 500, Speed Gaming will pay for the rest of it. So we're going to do that for 4 of those tournaments. So the tournaments that you are most excited about you can sort of vote for them just by going to the Matcherino page and adding to the prize pool, either through your free contribution or any of the other ways that we talked about. So we'll see which ones wind up being the most popular. And of course, suggestions for more you can make by clicking on our suggestions link. We also, in addition to these tournaments, because as if we aren't doing enough already, we're going to do a side stream. We'll have another stream where we run a mini marathon. Depending on the dates of this, it'll probably be Saturday and Sunday at least. And if we have enough submissions, we can start it Friday or maybe even start it Thursday. I mean, it sort of depends how many submissions we get. But because we have so many talented speedrunners all coming together in one place, it would be a shame not to give them an option to show off some of the other fun games that they run, some of their meme games. We can do some, we'll be pretty open-minded about what we allow you to run in this marathon as long as it's speedrun related. And Color a Dinosaur has been suggested. If someone wants to run Color a Dinosaur, please hop in and do it. But yes, we have submissions open for that. If you go to the speaking.org/SG Live right now, you'll see a button for submitting your runs. But talk to other people in your community. It would be cool to get some relay races, some showcase races, like various bizarre categories, or maybe even have some weird Link to the Past randomizer settings. Some crazy modes. I mean, lots of different things. We want to show some variety.
Diesel, are we going to race Deadly Towers at SG Live?
That means I have to play Deadly Towers. If you race Deadly Towers against somebody,
like you're one of 2 people on the leaderboard. Like, who would I find to race?
For the record, I was the one who said Color Dinosaur.
Well, congrats. Yeah, it may end up in it.
Thank you.
Well, anyhow, so that is what we're doing, and more details will come out in upcoming weeks. You're probably wondering, how do you attend? Well, we're going to have tickets. You'll have to buy a ticket once they go on sale. They're going on sale July 5th, so that is after SGDQ. It's the first Friday after SGDQ ends. So not this coming Friday, and not next Friday, which is during SGDQ, but the Friday after that. Tickets will go on sale, and you'll also get your link to book the hotel room with the discounted price. For those who are wondering, the hotel we will be at will be the Washington Dulles Airport. Hilton Dulles Airport? Shoot, I wish I had the exact name. It's the one that Hilton Dulles. Washington Dulles Airport. Hilton. That's it. Hilton Washington Dulles Airport. Put those 4 words in Google, and that's the place. You'll recognize that as the former GDQ hotel. If you were at AGDQ, not this recent year when they were at the transition hotel, but the hotel that they were at for several years before that, with the big circular ring of rooms. That is where we're going to be at. So a place that's familiar to lots of speedrunners. We're back there again. We're now the only speedrun event happening at the Hilton Washington Dulles Airport. So yeah, lots of people already know their way there. What else? Any questions? Chat, feel free to throw in some questions and we'll answer it all while we're here. We have a Discord server. If you go to our webpage, speaking.org/SG Live, you'll see a link to the Discord server. We should probably get that link in the chat as well, link to that server, but hop on in there. That's where we'll be handling all of our planning. We're going to need a lot of volunteers as well. We're hopefully can find people to help us out with some of the on-site stuff, managing various events that we're doing, taking tickets, handing out badges. We need people to help with commentary on all these tournaments. It'd be great to get some commentators in there. Some of them we'll need tracking for. We'll need people for hosting for our side stream mini marathon. We'll need tournament helpers to help with making sure that the brackets get updated and when people report their scores or report their times. We'll need technical assistance, like people to help with the streaming stations, audio checking, etc. So if you have any sort of technical expertise, or at least just an interest in it, we can train you how to do it. And we need artists, particularly for making t-shirts and other merchandise that we can use to fund these prize pools. We need video editors to help us put together some trailers for this, some teasers for this event, and maybe some highlight videos for when it's over. And basically all kinds of different developers. If you have ideas for Twitch extensions that might help us, you can help us develop those. If you want to help us work on our stream layout generating tools, we'll have needs for all kinds of those things. So there is a volunteer link on that web page where you can go and list all the things that you want to volunteer for. Oh yeah, thanks for posting the link to the SG Live server in there as well.
And it sounds like it's going to be a whole lot of fun here. It's in October, which we purposely did that to have it. It's going to be a month after the TwitchCon.
That's right. So if you're going to TwitchCon and you don't want to take like 2 weeks off in a row, you're okay. It's a full month after TwitchCon, which is still kind of close. But honestly, it's really hard to pick any weekend where there's not something happening nearby. If we were to do this event a week later, we'd be running into the Best of Nest Marathon. And if we were to do it earlier, it would be a little too close to TwitchCon. And yeah, there's all kinds of things. Like I think BlizzCon is happening after our event, so we can't go any later for that reason either. So there's a whole bunch of things going on this fall, but I think the 24th through 27th, last weekend of October, that'll be a Thursday through a Sunday. I should point out that you should plan to be there for all four, like for the entirety of those 4 days, because it's going to be pretty packed in. You're probably going to want to arrive Wednesday night, because we're going to be starting Thursday, late morning on Thursday. I think we said 10 a.m. is when we want to start the first round of pools, and we'll be going right up until late in the day on Sunday to get all the finals done. The format for Link to the Past Randomizer and Ocarina of Time Randomizer is going to be a group stage into a single elimination bracket. So Thursday and Friday we will have groups. It's going to sort of depend on the number of people who sign up, but we're expecting, assuming we get enough people, we're going to be doing groups of 5 on Thursday and Friday, and we're going to be whittling it down to a top 16, which will participate on Saturday and Sunday. So we'll do the round of 16 and the round of 8 on Saturday, and we will do the semifinals and finals on Sunday. For the groups, I mean, right now our tentative plan is to have groups of 5 and 1 person from each group. The top person from that group automatically advances, and all the second place people in those groups, they compete in a big play-in race, and we fill out the rest of the slots in that top 16 based on how you place in the play-in race that we do on Friday night. So you'll do your 4 group stage matches, and then everyone who's in second place in their group will do this Friday night race to determine who gets the rest of the spots in the top scene. So don't be too sad if you get knocked out after the pool stage, after the group stage, and we'll have a whole bunch of other tournaments that you can participate on. Most of those will take place on Saturday and Sunday, all those additional tournaments that you see listed on this webpage. So there'll be plenty of things for you to do even after you've gotten knocked out of one of the main tournaments. As for Super Mario Maker 2, the format is still up in the air because it's going to depend a lot on how many players we get for it, and it's going to depend a lot on what modes we have available that would make the best options for competitive play. So you'll probably see some details about that coming out within the next month about what the format's going to be for that.
Yeah, once people get familiar with Super Mario Maker 2 and all it can do.
Yep, exactly. So we'll have to let the meta establish itself a little bit before we commit to a tournament format for that. But it'll still take place on those same days, Thursday through Sunday, that tournament as well.
Answer the question in chat. What time July 5th? Do we have like a time frame where the tickets are going to go on sale on July 5th?
Yep. Yeah, it'll probably be early afternoon in East Coast time. That is,
expect another announcement.
Yeah, I'll have another announcement. But that's, I think, what we're going to do, because we want to make sure that it's during a time that both Europeans and North Americans are awake. So it'll probably be early afternoon that day. Let's see. What other things do we need to mention here? Limited
Well,
number
there's
of tickets. That's a good point.
Yeah.
We have only so much space. In future years, this is going to be an event that we hope to continue doing year after year. And in future years, we're going to grow it as big as we're able to within that space. And, I think it'll probably take a while before we're at the point where we're needing to find bigger and bigger places. But for the first year, we're going to set the ticket cap at 250, so a maximum of 250 attendees. So yeah, try to get your tickets in early. I have a feeling it's not going to sell out the first day, so don't worry about like, oh no, I'm at work in the afternoon. I don't like. It's not going to sell out the first day. Just take a look at it at some point that day if you're planning on going, but you don't have to worry about it selling out in a few minutes like some other events have. Let's see. What else? Oh yeah, in the hotel code, you'll get a discount if you book within our reserved rooms block. I should mention that people can join multiple tournaments. Everyone who attends needs a ticket. If you're going to attend either as a viewer or as a player, you still need to buy a ticket. The tickets will cost $40 per person, and that gives you access to the whole event. And you'll buy those tickets online through Matcherino. $40 per person. If you want to buy them, you can also buy them at the event itself on site. But the price will be higher. I think we said $50 if you buy it on site, and it has to be cash because we don't really have the ability to scan people's cards, at least not for this first event. So we're going to keep it simple. But I would recommend them ahead of time because you want to make sure that you get your spot reserved, and if you come at the last minute and lots of people last minute showed up, you don't want to be turned away. You can do multiple tournaments. I would recommend against doing all three of the three featured tournaments because that's going to be really tight on timing. You could do one or two, and you can do some of these side tournaments, but I would recommend not doing all three because you're going to be a little overloaded and you're not going to be able to get your matches finished. Okay, let's talk about qualifiers for these tournaments. So you don't have to participate in qualifiers, but we are going to have a series of online qualifier races happening over the next couple of months. These are optional, but what they will do is if you do really well in these qualifiers, you could win not only a guaranteed spot in the playoff bracket, meaning that you could skip the Thursday and Friday group stage and just go straight to the playoff bracket, but the top qualifiers will win subsidized travel and hotel costs, so you can travel and stay there and get your ticket admission subsidized just by being really good at your game. So keep an eye out for more details about that qualifier process. That will probably be after SGDQ is over. We'll probably start to post some more concrete details about how you sign up and how many races there will be, etc. So start practicing now. Why don't I tell you what modes I didn't even mention? This is going to link to the past randomizer is going to be open mode. Just stand like a regular old open mode seed. No special flags added to it. What you just watched, exactly.
That's why we changed it. Aha! The twist reveals itself at last.
That's right. It all comes full circle. Ocarina of Time Randomizer is going to be accessible mode. We still need to nail down for sure what the flag set is going to be, but it's probably going to be about the same as the most recent tournament that you've seen of that game. And like I said, for Mario Maker 2, you'll just have to wait to find out the details about what modes we're going to use and format. The twist. Well, okay, I mean, there may be a new version of Link to the Past Randomizer coming out, but we will use, at whatever we do, it will be with the latest version of the game. We're not going to do legacy versions here, so keep an eye out for progress in that department. So cool, who's going? I saw a couple people say they were going to go. Nice, nice.
I'll
That's
be
great.
there. There's
You
no
will
way
not.
I'm not gonna be there. Like, are you kidding?
I'm not going to be there. I got other stuff to do. Sorry. Oh, goodness.
And at
Cool.
that
Well, we
point-
are going to need
at that point-
commentators and help with all kinds of things.
I was gonna say at that point, Feasel becomes ever more elusive.
Right. I'm going to do my own tournament with just one person for each of these games.
Me too, with Deadly Towers.
Oh my god. You should get prize
And
money
Color
just for
Dinosaur.
playing that game. All right, any more audience questions here? Get on into that Discord server. Let's get that link posted. Can you post the Discord server link again? Let's see if I can still find it. There it is. Yep, there it is again. Thanks, Clifford. Hopefully that still works and it wasn't an expiring one.
Well, we'll find out.
Yeah.
If you're in 100 Discord servers, it may say invalid. Just check and count. Make sure you're in exactly 100 Discord servers, and then you'll know that you can't be in more than that.
1, 2. Oh shoot.
Yeah. F's in chat if you are already at 100 Discord servers, and that's how you live your life, unable to join new Discord servers.
I had to purge one to get that one. Let me tell you.
I ran into that when I was making the server for this thing. I'm like, why isn't the create button working? Oh, that.
Oh,
old
that's
stuff.
why.
Oh boy. Anything else? Anything else I forgot to mention? I always forget something.
Let's see. We got 3 tournaments that are main events. $3,000 prize pools.
Mhm.
We got what's the Ocarina time settings? What are you accessible? You said that.
Accessible
said that.
mode, and we'll get the flags finalized for sure. As soon as the new version of it comes out, because we want to. The new version has some flag changes to it. So.
Oh, all right. We have qualifiers that are going to start. That'll be to be announced with more information soon.
Yeah, probably late July is when we're going to start doing those. And we hope to have them wrapped up by the end of August so that people have, nearly 2 months to know that they qualified for one of our free or one of our subsidized attendance slots.
Makes sense.
Yep.
Cool. We have a bunch of other smaller tournaments. You can submit other tournaments and vote with your crowdfunding to reach a $500 prize pool for some of these other tournaments that we have. The side stream featuring things that aren't Deadly Towers, as well as Deadly Towers, probably.
Every game is either Deadly Towers or not Deadly Towers. Why are we talking so much about Deadly Towers? This went in a weird direction.
I blame Philion, as I do for most things.
You guys should be talking about Color of Dinosaur, not Daily Towers.
Exactly.
Because Color of Dinosaur is the only speed game that matters.
There you go. You heard it here first.
I thought it was Yoshi, but I guess I've been wrong.
I mean, Yoshi also counts.
All right. Well,
But
Any
enough silliness aside, though. This
Any
is
other
definitely
questions?
something that I'm looking forward to. This is going to be a lot of fun.
yeah, for sure. If there's any other questions, feel free to ping any of us in the chat and not in the chat, in the Discord server, in that Discord server there. You can send me a DM at any point if you want to have more information. If you are a organizer within some community, some speedrun community for a particular game, if you a community leader and you want to reach out and see about doing a tournament of a game that you care a lot about that isn't already in this list, or even one that is and want to just help us work on it, please reach out and let us know. We want to try to connect with as many communities as possible and sort of represent the current state of what people are interested in, what people are playing. So yeah, we have lots of room to do things like that. Also, if you are planning on coming and you have consoles and things like that you want to lend us, we are going to need consoles. If you're actually driving and you can bring a TV, either a CRT or a low lag LCD, please do. We are going to need lots of TVs. I'm going to work on a couple of different ways of getting some TVs, but that's going to be one of those things where the more stuff that people can bring, the better, particularly TVs and consoles. Let's see. I think that's pretty much it for the things we're asking for. The website explains a bunch of the details about attendance and how to get more information. Remember, we're looking for volunteers. Go ahead and click on the link on that webpage to let us know what you want to volunteer for, and submit your runs for our little mini marathon that we're doing. And that's it. Thanks, everybody.
Sounds like a great and wonderful time.
Absolutely. And once again, those tickets go on sale July 5th for $40 by getting them pre-sale via matcherino.com. So save yourself $10, get them in advance.
That's right. What a steal. That's a good deal. All right, everybody. So I think we all done here, or do we actually have are we all done on speed gaming for the night, or do we actually still have this speed gaming SG4 running? Oh, we do. They're still running SMZ3 on SG4. Holy cow.
Ooh. Well, let's all go say hi to them then.
All right.
Absolutely.
Sounds good. Remember, join our Discord server. Ping us if you have any questions. And yeah,
Have a
look out for
wonderful
more
night.
details. Spread the hype when you're at SGDQ. Spread it around. Get everybody interested. Anyone who wasn't among this privileged few who heard the announcement tonight needs to find out as soon as possible.
And, if you guys have any more questions, Clifford's going to be at SGDQ. Feasley, you're going to be at SGDQ as well, right?
Yep. Yes,
Definitely.
indeed.
I'll be walking around. You'll know it's me because I'll be in a big red shirt because got to stay on brand.
And you'll be talking about the bisque.
No, it's SGDQ. I'll be talking about the tacos.
Ah, that's right.
That's right. There's that taco restaurant right next
They're
to it.
so good. The
Get that
tacos-
machete. Get the machete taco. That's like a 2-foot long taco.
As I say, it's like it would be a 3.5 out of 5 stars here in Dallas. So like it's like 7 stars that far away from. Anyway, let's enough about the bisque. We can talk about that another time. Go watch awesome Super Metroid Zelda 3 combo randomizer, and we will see everyone soon. And July 5th, keep your eyes on everything for July 5th for tickets and join the.
By the way, one last question, Feasel. We're going to have the link on that SG Live page, correct? That's where the people are going to be able to get the tickets.
Oh yeah, that's where the tickets. You'll see that little flyer there at the top. You'll be able to click right there where it says tickets go on sale. It'll change that to say tickets available here, and you can click right there and get your ticket.
So keep an eye on that link when we get closer to July 5th.
Mm-hmm. That's also where you'll find the link that takes you to the hotel booking so that you can get the group rate on the rooms. So there you go. We're going to take you over to Speed Gaming 4 right now, where Super Metroid and the Link to the Past combo randomizer is happening. And in fact, that one's still going strong. That's a long seed.
Have a good night, everyone.